If you guys want to get notified whenever I buy or sell a player, make sure to follow me on ultimatetrader.club, sign up for free now, and check how I make coins with my trading journal. Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm doing a video that was highly requested in the comment section below. You guys want to know how to exploit the upgrades hype. So right now, before going into any conclusions, I just want to go through like 6 examples of the upgrades that have happened for the Serie A upgrades yesterday and for the BPL upgrades which came out on Friday. So guys, right now we have here Mertens, which is his first inform 88 rated, and if we look at his price right now, he's stagnating at 430k. I do think yesterday I saw him. If we go into hourly graph, I don't think like Futbin has basically the really correct values of the hourly graph, but there was a spike in price, as you guys can see, up to 450, but it wasn't like much. He's still like 20k up or down. So basically, if you wanted to trade on this card, if you wanted to invest or anything like that to exploit the hype, there was no hype on such a player to make many coins on. So basically, if you're looking into exploit the hype right now, I have checked many first inform cards of various players, and they aren't the ones that are basically the best ones to target with. Even though looking at 90 Mertens, I saw some like it's a price spike on Xbox, which the price fell today right now. If we're gonna check, I don't like. If we just go, I feel like hourly graph, but yesterday when I was checking Futbin, of course, this was the price spike before the upgrades. He went like to 800 and something K, and I do think a few of the Xbox users have managed to sell in this period of time before the upgrades, before the Serie A upgrades dropped actually. And basically on PlayStation, the price stagnated throughout before the upgrades. After the upgrades, he didn't move much. There was slight movement on such a big card, but gradually, as you guys can see here, Mertens is gradually going up in value, which I do believe in the next week, because of the upgrades as well, he could continue going up in value, but it's not exploiting the hype as you guys requested in the comment section below. Now if we go and check Handanovic, this was a great one. Handanovic actually went to like 230 yesterday. He was even lower at some point, but when he got the upgrade, he just spiked up and he continued going up. I do believe he could potentially touch the 300k of his value, but it's a bit hard to predict at this moment. The card inflated a lot because of the upgrades. I would expect that many of the cards who got the upgrade actually went down in price, but apparently not many predicted that Handanovic could actually get an upgrade, because if so, his price would probably remain stagnant. As we can check on Fernandinho, this is a card that basically stagnated, even though he got quite a massive upgrade, a +2 upgrade. And basically, yeah, here when the upgrades happened, he went to 270k. That's when I sold at 270k values. Then of course he dropped in the next day, which is normal, but he didn't drop much. His drop was quite a bit, slightly, nothing to make profit on right now. And then he went slightly back up, and now he's like at 266, which he can maintain this value at this very moment. So investment wise and preparing for the hype wise, it was best to buy this card maybe a week earlier. During the Lunar New Year, we see a price pretty low, even though I thought that was already a bit inflated. But I also couldn't predict to what extent EA is gonna upgrade these players, because as you guys know, and as I made a lot of videos before this one, that upgrades this year are like a total mystery. It makes no sense how EA upgrades these players, and I do think that going into predicting this patterns, it's a pretty risky thing to do right now. If we go and check Sterling as well, he like, it was a roller coaster. He went up to the 300k's of values on Friday when the BPL upgrades dropped. He went even over 300k. I remember like 310 or something like that. And now he's steadily dropping down. I saw one earlier for 260 on the market. So like 260 is a value where Sterling is possibly gonna stagnate on. He didn't actually go up much. If we go and check here the graph, he was 251 at some point. This was, I believe, after Lunar New Year actually. So in the Lunar New Year, here he was already at 270. Then he dropped a bit on Monday, but overall he's holding its value, and you couldn't make like a lot of coins exploiting the hype if you wanted to buy any of these specific players. like a day or in the same day before they got the upgrades, but a player that really went up in the hype, and it was like a roller coaster of price, is Milinkovic-Savic. Now this is a reason for why he was going so much up and so much down, is that he had a great game this weekend. He scored 2 goals, and there is potential that he gets a 3rd inform. Now, meaning that when he was like, we can see here, he was 250 yesterday, 250. I remember him being at 270. He had a great game. He dropped down to 200k. His value is 210. Then he got an upgrade, and that upgrade pushed this card value to up to like 270 again, and then from that 270 260 again, he fell down to 220k because people predict he's gonna be in the next team of the week. Now, you couldn't predict these patterns. It's really hard to predict these patterns. It's really hard to literally think how a player is gonna move, if it's now the good time to buy, and if EA is gonna actually upgrade any of these players. In my opinion, it could have been also, like, by the way how EA is upgrading these players, it could have been also a way that they only upgraded his 84 and they capped his 85 at the 85 value, because we've seen Morata at the 87. I have no I have no idea how they could surpass the 86 rating, but anyways, it's a total mystery how EA works. But I will tell you for the conclusion right now, after we look at Nicolas Otamendi as well. He dropped quite a lot during Lunar New Year, and then there was a steady rise in price for Otamendi. Also because of his Player of the Month hype, he had a lot of Player of the Month hype. He was panic sold, but then because of the upgrade, he also started to gradually going up. As you guys can see here, I do think he can touch the 100k's values again. He was like close to the 100k values. We can see here that was his high point. He can go back to those, but I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't buy it right now. I do think in the next weeks he can continue rising, but eventually he, like, the rise of such a player, in my opinion, will stagnate at some point going into that team of the season period. Now, in saying this, if we look at Otamendi's 86 and 87, this is like a player card from BPL that is close to the cheapest of its rating, cheapest informs around the 86 and 87 rating for on the BPL league side. So basically, that is the reason why this card is slowly getting back up, and this is the reason why I also bought Icardi. So as you guys know, you guys asked me in the comments, you want me to exploit the hype and all of that, but it sounds a risky thing to do right now. Exploiting the hype sounds like a deal where you hope that EA upgrades that player, but if EA doesn't upgrade, you're screwed, because that player is gonna go down. I'm gonna show you an example here on Gabriel Jesus. Like, this card just tanked. He was almost 400k, and look at this price drop. Like, the price drop is crazy. I got it. Like, I just bought 2 to see what will happen to his price for 300k, because I feel like that's too low of a price. Never, like, if we go and watch the all-time price, he was at 320, at his lowest 310, so he actually went under that price, and I tried to exploit panic selling, and I hope the market recovers in the next month so he can go a bit up. But actually, what we're looking at here is that EA can screw you guys. If you hope that some players get upgraded, basically makes no sense why he got to an 83 and he didn't get upgraded. As you know, last year, if you watch my how the upgrades worked, you can basically see that an 83 rated card always has an 85 rated inform. If you look at any 83 rated card that didn't get an upgrade, but he has an inform, you see that they will have always 85 rated informs. And this is how last year EA did the upgrades as well, based on the ratings and the inform logic. This year, they're not doing this. This year, they don't even upgrade a player if he gets a pace upgrades, even though they did it later on for the Lazio player, the Cam. I believe Luis Alberto is his name yesterday. They did it later when the community was shocked that his pace didn't get upgraded. But still, he has the same physical ability and still didn't get upgraded in rating or anything like that, where EA has basically promised or wrote in small letters below the upgrades that if a player gets at least like a stat upgrade similar to what his inform is, that inform will get upgraded. So basically, if we're looking at the market right now and the upgrades and all of that, you guys know that tomorrow, possibly, I mean like today at the release of this video, the League One upgrades will come. If you guys want to risk it, I wouldn't, but right now, if any of the informs who are, let's say, 86 rated, let's say if Glick gets an upgrade, I'm just gonna show it here on screen. If Glick gets an upgrade tomorrow to an 87 rated card, 35k is too cheap for an 87 rated inform. That means his price will go up, but what at first will happen, there's gonna be hype. He's gonna possibly push, let's say, to 45, 50k's of value because of that, but then you need to wait. You need to wait till the evening when whoever has bought him tries to get rid of him, and whoever's seeing his price go back down thinks, okay, I screwed up, I'm gonna now list him, and I'm gonna kind of like undercut and panic sell and push his price not maybe lower than 35k, but if they push his price back down to the 40k's values, that's when you jump in, like I did with the 88 rated Icardi. This time out, he's at 60k, but I do believe he will eventually push up because he's the cheapest 88 rated inform right now in game, and he will be needed for the future Icons SBC as well, in my opinion. So this is the safest method you guys can do. You wait for the card to get hyped up, you wait for it to go back down in value, and like really late in the evening, next day in the morning is your time to target back these players who got upgraded, who got back down in price. And you basically know, you go on Futbin, you go under players. I'm just going to show you how you can check for the cheapest, let's say 87 rated cards. Let's say if Glick gets tomorrow to 87, this is the cheapest. This is how you can search for the cheapest informs at the 87 rated. You click on the price, whether you're on PlayStation or Xbox, and you can see right now Icardi 87 is at 50k. Glick could be even cheaper tomorrow if that happens, and I do believe you need to target him. Anything under like 50k, I do believe these cards will eventually push up in value. I hope you guys like this video. I want you guys to be really safe with these investments. Don't go and hope for the hype. Just wait for the market to play its way, and when you see these sort of opportunities, just jump in. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Cheers.